I'm not just happy, I'm her pal.
This is Power Up Life, the podcast. I'm your host, Gianna Lucas, co-founder and CEO at HAPOW, the social enterprise that powers this podcast. We help you slay life in high school, uni, and beyond. Each week on the show, you'll learn epic life skills in a super chill way. Hear from well-known legends as they reveal their biggest setbacks and milestones to date, and you'll find out what our HAPOW squad think about a whole stack of topics too. From epic challenges to super raw moments, this show has it all. So let's power up life! The AFL final season is upon us. Now, whether you're a footy fan or not, it's a time where loads of Aussies come together, well, at least out of COVID, and celebrate sport and community across the country. And if you're in Victoria, you even get a public holiday every year right before the grand final. Now, I'm in Victoria, so yay! This year's footy season, like everything else, hasn't quite gone to plan. The season had a few stop-start moments along the way, which in the end led to the creation of an AFL hub up in sunny Queensland. Now, just before the big move to Queensland took place, I had the opportunity of chatting with an AFL player who's on a mission to create a better world when it comes to men's mental health. This guy is an absolute legend and is so authentic. So on that, I'm excited to introduce you to this week's guest on Power Up Life. AFL player and number 19 for the Melbourne Football Club, Mitch Hannan. Woo! As well as being an AFL player, Mitch is also the co-founder of Mendel, a lifestyle brand with all profits from their apparel going to men's mental health charities. Amazing, right? Now, on top of this week's awesome challenge, which is Pick Your Pill Up, by the way, Mitch and I talk about his childhood, growing up on acreage with his family, his love for gymnastics and footy, his world during high school and uni before his professional footy career began, why he co-founded his social enterprise Mendel and his big goals for it, his mission to break down stigmas in the AFL world, especially being a heavily dominated male industry, the pressures that come with being a professional athlete and public figure, the effects of social media on mental health and his advice, which is awesome by the way, and Mitch even opens up about his long battle with anxiety and how it's made him who he is today. And let me tell you, you are going to love this convo. It's amazing. He's phenomenal. Also, a quick content warning on this episode. As we talk about a range of mental health issues, listener discretion is advised. And if you do need someone to talk to, you can always ring the wonderful people at Lifeline on 13 11 14 or Kids Helpline on 1-800 55 1800. Now that's out of the way, let's power up life. Nice seeing you, Mitch.
Thank you very much. Thanks very much for having me.
Full disclosure, mate, I have indirectly become a Melbourne Football Club fan because of my husband, Brendan, who has been diehard since he was born. He's been a member of Melbourne Football Club for about 17 years. And over the last decade being with him, have seen the peaks and the troughs with Melbourne Football Club, but I've grown to love the team, and I think you're very fortunate to have some pretty awesome teammates in the club.
Great to hear, number one, that you're a Melbourne supporter now. We need all the support we can get coming off the year we had last year, but no, we're definitely looking forward to the year ahead, even though it's probably not going to be the typical year of football that everyone likes to see. Good to have as many supporters on board as we can.
I couldn't agree more. It's actually a lot of fun. I go to quite a few games, or have been in the past. It's electric, and there is a beautiful community within the Melbourne Football Club supporters, and I've learnt so much about the history of the club. And I think someone who I look up to, especially because of the work that he's done in the youth space and the Reach Foundation, of course, is the late Jim Steins. You know, what an incredible guy you had for many years backing the club and obviously playing for the club as well. It's wonderful you've had that.
It is, yeah. He's carried a bit of a legacy, Jim, and he's we've got a small sort of supporter base compared to some of the other bigger clubs, but we've got quite a proud supporter base, sort of carrying the name of the city as our club name. Yeah, people like Jim who lived our values. We're very happy to draw upon his thoughts and feelings and things that he said, and sort of try and carry that out through the footy club.
I would love to ask you a question that I guess many Melbourne supporters, but general footy supporters are asking is how are you, the players, coping with the craziness of COVID-19 and knowing, are we starting, are we stopping, when are we playing, when's the season starting? I understand that training has commenced recently. So how do you feel about all of that? Like, I guess you've got more information than what we do, but I'm guessing you have to really stick together as teammates just to get yourselves through this time.
We definitely do, yeah. We're at a position now where we're sort of back training. We're training in small groups and we're sort of trying to do everything we can to sort of get this season started because it's in our best interests and also the interests of the wider community to sort of have football back because it's such a loved thing by fans and family and obviously us playing it. So we kind of need to sort of, I guess, abide by a separate set of rules to the general public and still kind of remain on a level of sort of lockdown and responsibility to sort of keep ourselves fit and healthy so that we can sort of provide that service to the community. So we're back training and we're looking at getting back playing in a few weeks. So it's exciting. It's trending in the right direction.
It sure is. And I think I heard not too long ago that they're thinking of potentially doing a night grand final, which would be super cool. Did you hear about that?
I haven't heard that, no. You're one step ahead of me. I think I said this to you before. I'm not normally up to speed with some of the media, so you.
I think it was Eddie Maguire saying it. So whether it's official or not, obviously, like he was basically saying it looks like it will be. I could be way off. Maybe I dreamt it, but I think, to be honest with you, if it is a night grand final, I don't think it makes too much difference. In fact, I think it would actually be amazing to have a night game as a final anyway.
I love it. I love the idea of change, and we're obviously going through a period of change as it is. So yeah. we've had to play with no crowds and so forth. So the idea of playing at night for the final game of the year sounds pretty awesome to me. So
yeah. Agreed. So I'd love to ask, you're an incredible footballer and there is one video that I have seen again and again and again, probably forced upon me, I'll be honest, from Brendan. And it was the 2018 game between Melbourne and Geelong. And it was the final round before, I think, finals. And it was basically the Geelong or Melbourne was going to make it. And then basically just in the last, few seconds, you come running out of nowhere with the footy and you end up kicking it and you end up getting a goal. Like, you scored obviously the final 6 points and the crowd went absolutely electric, including Brendan. And I guess you're known for being the guy who saved the day. How does it feel being such a superhero and having such a legacy behind you, especially in that moment?
I definitely wouldn't call it superhero material. No, it's something I'm very proud to have happened and thankful to be a part of. It was one of Melbourne's first winning finals in some time. And so I know that from the previous history, like your husband would know, Melbourne's gone through some tough times finding themselves at the bottom of the ladder and not having a lot of success. So to sort of be a part of that team that brought a lot of joy to the fans and also be a part of that moment towards the end of the game, which helped us seal the game, is something that it's just happenstance. So during the moment, you don't really know. You're just playing footy. You're full of adrenaline. You're kind of in the zone and you don't really sort of think about the bigger scheme of things. But looking back on it, it's obviously one of the highlights of my career. So it's great to reflect on every now and then.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Congratulations. And I think going back to, much younger Mitch, I did some Googling and you used to live an hour away from Melbourne in Gisborne. So it's western area of Melbourne, isn't it?
Yeah, northwest. Yeah, hours drive out of the CBD, northwest, the Macedon Ranges. I don't know if you'd call it exactly country, but it's enough to sort of have a few acres of land out there and sort of feel a little bit excluded from the city. So definitely a beautiful part of the world to sort of grow up in.
So what was life like for you growing up in Gisborne? You said there was obviously a lot more land compared to the small blocks that we have in, closer to the CBD. Was that something that you absolutely just loved growing up and having that space just to run around? What was life like for you as a teenage Mitch?
So I've got two sisters. I have a twin sister and a younger sister. So they were, thankfully enough, quite active women as well in terms of their sporting prowess. They were happy to sort of kick the footy every now and then or go out for runs and so forth. And I was lucky enough to grow up very close to a footy oval as well as having a little bit of land around me. But I guess when you're at a young age like that, you kind of take it for granted, really. I didn't know much about the city life and was very much cooped up out there, just enjoying playing local football and going to high school and playing all different types of sports, ranging from, I started off with gymnastics, actually. That was my first.
Hang on, stop. Gymnastics, get out of town.
Yeah, it's one of the most bizarre things I've done, but I love to reflect on, go back and reflect on it because it was a fun few years. I did it from about the age of 8 to 13, so five or 6 years. Funny story, actually. I ended up just giving it the boot purely because I didn't want to go to high school saying I did gymnastics, even though I was loving it. That was my first little sporting venture. And then from there, like most active kids, played a bit of cricket, footy, athletics, cross country, which were all good fun and readily available out in the country. And whether it be at a sporting club or sort of on your own accord, just on the land that we had out there. So that was definitely something I was very grateful for.
How was it when you decided that you had a love for footy particularly, because obviously it's what you're a professional footballer. Was it something that you just went, oh, I'm really, really good at this? Like, or did someone say, hey, mate, you're good at footy, you should go professional? Like, how does that sort of whole process work?
Probably a bit of a backwards journey compared to some guys that find themselves in the professional field. I just grew up playing for footy. I was always quite good at it, but I kind of, in the physical sense, grew very late. So I went through a lot of my junior career sort of sitting around the middle of the pack as I was a few inches shorter and a few kilos lighter than all of my mates. And I sort of battled with that a little bit through my high school years until I didn't really have my growth spurt until I was in about the end of year 12, really. The idea of professional football or professional sport in general was never really on my radar because I was never really playing at that level just due to my physical size.
But hang on, just to interrupt you there, I know footballers come in all shapes and sizes. Like you got your tall ones, yep, and then you've got your short ones. Like, don't you need a spectrum so you can get over the top and under people? Like, isn't that what they want?
Yeah, I just, like, I know what you mean. I probably would have fit the mold to be a small forward at that time, but I hadn't really physically had my growth spurt or gone through puberty. So I didn't really have like the muscle or the physical size to sort of compete with guys that were my age at that time to sort of put myself on the radar to getting drafted. So for me, that process happened a lot later. I just had to sort of carry on playing football, or sport in general, more purely for enjoyment. Carried on with schooling, managed to go to uni for a few years.
What did you study?
I did a course in architectural drafting.
Another surprise again, from I was going to say gymnastics to, to architecture to AFL. So that's super cool. Did you end up finishing?
I did that at RMIT in the city, and I finished that course and then actually started working full time for about 7 or 8 months before footy sort of took over, and I get into a full-time role with Melbourne. So
epic! What a cool story.
There's a few ups and downs in there, that's for sure.
And I guess now you're a bit of an entrepreneur too, because you've obviously created with your co-founder Mendel, which is a lifestyle brand that sells apparel, and all profits made from all your tops that are sold go to support men's mental health charities, especially those based in Melbourne. Firstly, can I just say that is so wonderful that you've created this. I think it's so needed. But I imagine though that this was created for a reason and that you felt very much called to be a part of men's mental health movement. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey with mental health as well? Because you've even said before, there's been a lot of ups and downs in your own world.
Yeah, mental health is something that I've always been very passionate about, and that comes from a mixture of some first and secondhand experiences with it. For me, I've gone through my own personal battles with mainly around the ideas of some anxiety of life that sort of started from about the age of 20. And for me, it sort of happened on and off through that period. And it wasn't until about sort of 2017, 2018, where things probably got to their worst, and we can touch on that later if you like. But after overcoming that sort of period, I recognised it as something that sort of needed to be a priority in my life. One of the hardest things I found at that time was just having conversations in general and sort of admitting to myself that I wasn't feeling quite right, and then following that, admitting it to my family and friends. I just wanted to, once I found myself in quite a good headspace, I just wanted to sort of try and relish the opportunities that I have at the moment, being in the AFL world with some good connections and a financial position to be able to sort of create something which I enjoy, for one, which is fashion and apparel, and then try and create that into some sort of movement towards mental health awareness and creating conversations amongst men my age.
It's just so, like, I'm almost speechless. I'm never speechless. I often talk too much, but I'm so taken aback by your sincerity. And I know no one can see you right now because this is a podcast, but I can just see how genuine you are on this call, and it's such a privilege to speak with you, and no doubt that Mendel is going to do extraordinary things as it grows in future. And what I love about what you said was you have capacity and you just decided to give back. And that is something, if each and every human did that on this planet, doesn't matter how big or small, doesn't matter what your capacity is. If we decided to be selfless and go, you know what, because of my skill set or the time that I have or the money that I have, I can actually invest and change someone's life, then this world would be a beautiful place to live in. And thank you so much for doing your part. And I do want to ask you a little bit about your journey. But before I do, I think one of the most incredible things through Mendel is that you're allowing conversations to be had. And I'm obviously not a footballer. I'm not a part of the AFL world. But for me, in the circles I move in, and especially with creating Hapal, we are trying to break down stigmas that are out there. We're trying to increase conversations and build trust and really positive communication amongst young people, amongst families, amongst teachers, you name it. Can you tell us a little bit about the footy world Have you seen, in the last few years that you've been in this world, have you noticed that communication around mental health is improving? How do you guys talk to each other if you're not having the best day? Able to say, how do you do that? Especially because I've always known as footy to be a man's game. You got to always be strong. You can't tell people how you feel. Is that still around?
Look, to be honest, there's probably an element of it that's still there. And that's a lot of what I'm trying to sort of create with Mendel and help to sort of break that down. But it's definitely without saying that it's a changing environment currently right now. It's kind of trending the idea of being open and honest and being able to express your feelings, even in a heavily male-dominated industry like the AFL world is. That's great for it to see. I'm sure that there's similar circumstances for people out there in the business world who are probably internalizing things and struggling to have some of these conversations. But from a football world, which is what I'm in currently, it probably starts from the top, which is some of the leaders amongst the group, but also the coaching staff to sort of implement this idea of openness and being connected, where they're trying to create an environment where guys can be vulnerable, open up, have some of these conversations, which you get to sort of understand your teammates a little bit better, or you can sort of discuss some of the things that you might not otherwise do. Could create an environment which is a little bit more forgiving and understanding of what people might be going through behind closed doors.
And I'm so glad to hear that it is changing. And I think COVID-19 will probably, I imagine, advance that more because a lot of people are asking more questions. You're not able to see each other all the time. So you're wondering, how is so-and-so going at home? How are they feeling? Especially, are they living on their own? Are they living with housemates? Are they living with family? So I think, I'm so glad to hear that stigma is going away. That's wonderful. Mitch, social media is a big part of our world. If a young person is listening right now, what would be some words of wisdom you can share with them when they're getting overwhelmed by that need to fit in all the time and be seen in a particular way? What would you say to them if they're feeling overwhelmed by that?
I feel like social media itself plays an important role in the sense that we obviously, the majority of us use it just to sort of connect with the people around us. And including that is like your close family and friends who you do want to see what they're doing and comment on and likewise show some of your own photos and experiences and so forth. But I feel like there's this other sort of element to it where there's people sort of follow someone that they look up to, which a lot of what they sort of may be posting is, I guess, a false sense of reality. And people sort of begin to see that over and over again and compare and want to have and so forth. So I guess what I'd say to someone, if they're sort of finding themselves in a headspace that they're not too happy with, or they're struggling, to kind of try and distance themselves from people that they're not that close with, because it is very easy to sort of fall into this cycle of seeing what other people have, seeing what other people are doing, and sort of comparing it to where your life sits, and it's sort of not marrying up. I would never sort of tell people to sort of completely go off social media, but that's always an option, just to step away and give yourself a break. But more so just sort of stick to those or the followings of those that you sort of care about or are close to, because that'll sort of best resemble the life you probably want to live.
I think sometimes taking time out to detox from social media isn't a bad thing. No, whether you just hide your account or you turn off your notifications, it can make all the difference, can't it?
It definitely can. I've definitely done it myself in the past. It's very easy to just sort of get wrapped up in your phone, but every now and then everyone needs to sort of step back and have a look at life as a whole. And I'm sure people have probably done that with what's going on with COVID at the moment. They've got so much time on their hands and they've been able to sort of step back and have a look at what's important. And a part of that is probably figuring out what in your life you probably should be doing rather than staring at your phone. So
Yes.
a digital detox is definitely something I'd recommend.
So will I. And I think you raised something just very quickly there, and you said, looking at the world around you, because the world in our phone is small. This is just me speaking metaphorically. It's nice and small, but if you look up, the world, or actually the physical world around us, is amazing. And I think sometimes we're looking down all the time. We're not looking up enough. Like, I'll go for walks and I'll bring my phone with me, and sometimes I'll flick through my phone. No, Gianna, naughty. Like, you know what I mean? Look around you. Look at nature. Like, you know what I mean? Look at the houses. Obviously, don't stare into people's windows, but, look at where you're walking, not always down at your phone. Like, I fall into that trap too. So I think there's some sound advice there.
I've actually done that recently. I've, like I said, I've been sort of walking the town a little bit more regularly, and I've made a point of doing it with my housemate, and we don't take our phones. We just like have a chat in general, but it's amazing how much you kind of like observe and just sort of become a little bit more present when you haven't got that phone vibrating and you kind of like look at it. I'm not going to lie, the first few walks were hard because I was kind of like, I wonder what that person said to that text or so forth, but then you kind of begin to look forward to it. So it's definitely worthwhile.
Yeah, and the person's going to still be there at the end of the line. You know what I mean? If you miss a call, just ring them back, text them later. And now a little bit about your journey. Can you touch on that and how you said that in, I think you said 2017, 2018, things were sort of going a bit haywire in your world?
So I know that, like, upon reflection, some of the things that were going on in my life were far from catastrophic. They weren't. Nothing really bad had happened. It was probably just a combination of things brought me to feeling this overwhelming feeling of anxiety. Really, I had my partner at the time, who I'd been with for 6 or 7 years. We'd fallen apart. I had my parents fall apart as well. I'd moved out of home, which was just recent, into the footy world. And then I had the pressures of the footy world itself, where you're sort of battling with the idea of selection, finding a spot in the team, working out what you might want to do life after footy as well. And it sort of all came together as, like I said, if you break them down individually, those are just things that happen through the course of life, and can kind of understand them, process them and deal with them. But for me, I found myself in this headspace, which was unfamiliar for me, and it was spiraling dramatically to a point where I was just really struggling to cope as a human. I was struggling to function in the sense that my sleep was getting disrupted, my eating patterns. And as you can imagine, being a footballer, they're two very vital things just to even be able to go out there and function. Like you can battle with some of these things behind closed doors, maybe in the working world, and it can be a little bit less seen. But for me, it was quite evident that the way I was feeling was going to be found out soon enough. So I just felt like I sort of needed to reach out before things got any worse, really. I was already sort of trying to hide things as best as I could. And like I said, now upon reflection, that's probably not the best way to go about it. I really didn't want anyone to know, not even my close friends. The only people that knew in the initial stages was my mum and my sister. But yeah, I just got myself to a point where I was really struggling just day to day, and I was struggling to find a way of bucking the trend and changing it and trying to get myself back to my normal self. Yeah, for me, it came from a few different measures which helped me get out of that, but it was definitely a 3 or 4 month period, which is probably the hardest time of my life, I could say.
And good on you, firstly, for being so open and sharing that. And secondly, for being able to get through it. And you were saying it wasn't catastrophic, but I think when you add all those different elements together and them all happening at once, it can be tough on anybody. And being a footballer, you are a public figure. And I guess you have, talking about the start, we're talking about fans. The reality is you have thousands and thousands of fans. You've got, millions of people watching you on television or seeing you in stadiums. Man, that is a lot of pressure. I mean, let's not take away what it is. It's like an artist singing on stage, and you don't want to go flat on a note on a song if you're singing live, because you're thinking, oh, people are going to hate me if they don't think I'm great at what I do. People are paying a ticket to see me. People are invested, and that is tough. And I think just firstly to say that any footballer that's able to deal with that, firstly, kudos to you, because it is a lot. And I think adding to that all the other stuff around your world, it is a lot to deal with. And one of the things that you touched on just before that is really interesting is life beyond football. And I think for you were very blessed as well that you studied a degree, you were working a few months in architecture. And I think football, from what I understand of it, up into your mid-30s, you tend to move on to another career, or you might stay in football but in a different role. And that's another thing you have to think about too, because football is only one part of your life. So how do you feel about thinking about your future but also being comfortable with the present and enjoying the moment?
That's part of the ups and downs of the footy world, is you're quite volatile in the sense that it can end for you at any point in time, whether it be through a long-term injury or an ongoing lack of form. And you kind of have to sort of obviously focus on the now and try and put your best foot forward in terms of playing football at the highest standard and trying to create a football career for yourself. But you also have to subtly be aware that things can change dramatically, because that's just the industry you're in, and sort of pre-plan for that. So that for me, even though I had that sort of architecture background and a little bit of uni behind me, which a lot of people would say I'm in a fortunate position because I've got a bit of a backup plan, it's still something that even to this day sort of plays on my mind. I'm not 100% sure what I'd like to be doing life after footy, and that comes with its added stress just to what's going on around you. Yeah, it's a tough one. A lot of people can sit there sort of at their office jobs or desk jobs, and even though they may not be enjoying it, they've got a level of security with their work, whereas ours it's forever changing. The environment where you maybe dropped one week, playing the next, having an off season, things are just constantly moving. So you just have to sort of learn to adapt and sort of, I guess, just be up for what things get thrown at you in such a short period of time. So it's an interesting space. It's one I'm definitely up for the ride for. I'm also not complaining. It's a great industry to be a part of, the AFL.
Oh, definitely. And you're using your voice and using your, I guess, your position in as a public figure for social good with Mendel. On that, how because you've recently created Mendel, have you found that people have learnt a lot more about your journey? Have you sort of been able to start these wonderful and open conversations with others that you might not have had originally?
It has, in the sense, my story hasn't really been publicised too much, and that's through a mixture of my own sort of lack of putting myself out there. But I'm sort of at a point now where I'm more than happy to talk about these things, hence the reason I'm on here chatting to you as well. Because obviously, if I'm creating something like Mendel, which I'm passionate about, there's no doubt that people would probably like to hear my reasoning behind it. So I'm completely aware that my story has to come with that to some degree. Like you said, the teammates probably didn't know a lot about what I was going through at the time, because I tried to internalise a lot of it. But there's questions being asked about, why Mendel and whatnot. And it's something I'm more than comfortable sort of talking about. And I have found off the back of that there's been guys outside of my football circle of friends, also some other mates and people that I don't actually know terribly well, just sort of reaching out to say that they're quite proud of what I've done, and then also sort of drawn upon their own dealings with mental health, which does give me sort of like a smile on my face to hear that people are more than comfortable to sort of come to me for a chat or to reach out, because a lot of people out there going through a lot of similar experiences, which I've had. So it's great to see that they're happy to sort of reach out and have those chats.
Yeah, you're changing lives, and even if you just change one life with Mendel, then you've done your job, and you're obviously changing many, many. And what are your goals for Mendel, but mental health in Australia in general? Because as we know, mental health, particularly in men, and suicide rates in men are extraordinarily high. And with COVID-19, unfortunately, that's on the rise again. Do you have certain goals that you would personally love to achieve and make an impact in men's lives?
Yeah, for us, the idea of clothing was to we sort of wanted to culminate this idea of something that's fashionable, that people want to wear because they think they look good, but also with this hidden message behind it, creating conversations. So I know that these donations that the non-profit brand give to the charities of the month aren't going to be sort of astronomical and sort of do great things in the mental health space. It's more the idea behind giving back. But what we try to aim to do with Mendel is for people to sort of recognise the name or the brand itself, and to sort of have this sort of like hidden handshake between either their mates that are wearing it or the stranger in the street that they see the brand, and sort of understand that they have that subtle acknowledgement towards their own mental health, but also those around them. So for me, the long-term goal for Mendel is to kind of target those guys who may not be open to the idea of mental health as well as I'd like them to be, and to sort of have them sort of open up and wear the logo with pride, because one, they think they look good, but two, also to be open to sort of have conversations with those around them that they care about. So I would love to see that sort of environment of conversations among men my age, so that sort of younger age bracket, to start having some more open and honest conversations.
Love it. Absolutely love it. And for those who don't know, what does Mendel stand for?
So Mendel, I came up with it myself. I wanted something sort of quirky, but it's essentially just an acronym for the 3 words: mending men's mental.
I love it. I absolutely love that. Mending men's mental, because it is. And I love how mending's also associated with clothing. Like when you've got you've got a hole in a top, you mend it. Was that intentional?
No, you picked up. I'd never even heard that before.
There you go.
I'd like to hope that our clothes don't have holes in them, though.
No, they're top quality. But if someone accidentally puts a hole in it, they just mend it. And then they can also mend men's mental health. Or they can buy another top and then they can mend men's mental health that way, because obviously, all profits go to men's mental health charities. No, I absolutely love it. You are an absolute gem, Mitch. It's absolutely been great talking to you. Don't go anywhere, because right after this, we're going to talk a little bit about what you're grateful for.
Did you know Hapow is on socials? Come and say hey. Follow us at HapowAU, and be sure to check us out at hapow.com.
This week, we asked you who you look up to and why, and here's what you had to say.
Someone who I look up to is Anna Richards. She is a globally known professional network marketer who impacts thousands of people. Anna eats, moves, and thinks like she loves herself, and encourages us to do the same. Her bubbly, contagious energy and how she shows up for not only herself, but others too, is something I aspire to be like.
Someone who I look up to is my mum, because she works very hard and is so kind in any situation.
Brene Brown and Simon Sinek. They're going to change the world and change how people view themselves and those around them for generations to come.
Someone I look up to a lot for many reasons is Jacinda Ardern, the New Zealand Prime Minister. She just is amazing in how she goes about her business and achieving some great things for New Zealand, and how she's leading young women around the world and empowering them to push themselves to achieve greatness in their lives and to make the world a better place.
I watched a video of Matthew McConaughey a couple of years ago, and that stuck with me ever since. But he said that the person he looks up to is himself 10 years from now. That's always just been a powerful message to forge my own path and look up to who I'm going to be in 10 years. So a little bit cheesy, but that's the answer.
I'm Carissa Shale, and that's this week's talk topic. Got something to share? Drop us an email, yoursay@hapow.com.
Learn epic life skills in a super chill way. Sign up for free at hapow.com.
All right, Mitch, the time has come. Something big and small that you're grateful for. I ask every interviewee this question, and may I just say, when it comes to the small thing, it can be trivial. I've had all sorts of different responses. They make me laugh, and they make me smile, and they make me question them a little bit. But either way, there is no right or wrong here. Okay. What's something big that you're grateful for?
For me, since we've been touching on the mental health space, I know it's probably a very common answer, but it has to be my family, my immediate family. For me, they're spread all over the country. I've got a dad in Adelaide, a mum that's in Victoria, a sister in Queensland, and a sister in Sydney. So at one point in time, we were obviously all together, but now we're all spread apart. But during my own mental health battles and just sort of conversations in general, I know that I can sort of draw upon them for all sorts of levels of support. So I know that during that tough time I went through, if it wasn't for them, I might be in a different place. So incredibly grateful for my immediate family.
Family's super important, and having connection around you, especially when you can't physically see each other, knowing that they're always there, just a phone call away or a FaceTime makes all the difference, hey?
Plenty of FaceTimes over the last couple of months.
I can imagine. Do you use particular apps, or do you just do the standard FaceTime, or do you use like Facebook Messenger? Do you use like House Party?
I've been doing them all, to be honest. I've had a couple of house parties with some mates. Good fun, just purely because of some of the trivia questions they've got on it. But I've never sort of dabbled in Zoom, but I've been doing Zooms nonstop lately. So probably my video calling platform of choice.
That's something big you're grateful for. I'm grateful for Zoom, everybody. Yeah, Zoom will pay you later for that. They'll pay you cash for comment. Now, something small that you're grateful for. As I said, it can be trivial. It can be anything. It could be your beanie that you're wearing. It doesn't have to be anything flashy.
Look, I was going to say, when I thought about this beforehand, I was going to say the fact that I live in an apartment, which is obviously convenient to being in the city. And what I was going to say was that my doorstep is the Tan walking track. I love sort of going out there and just like, I pretty much walk every night. But seeing as it can be as trivial as anything.
No, but that's a good answer. But okay, all right, give me a trivial one now that I've set you up. I was going to say,
like, obviously the footy world itself comes with a few perks, and one that I've luckily been able to sort of catch on to is somehow I get free kombucha. So
I'm so jealous. You're kidding.
Yeah, so
like, how often do you get free kombucha?
Yeah, so like I'll get 3 cases of it every month. And
stop it. That's a really, really good saving, because kombucha, I mean, it's not expensive, but it's not cheap either if you're having it all the time.
Probably one of those drinks that you probably don't have every day, or maybe every now and then, but like I've got so much, I'm just like dishing it off to a few friends, and so I'm incredibly grateful for that. I can't say that in my later life I'll be getting dished off free kombucha, so
yeah,
taking it when I can.
The biggest question I have to ask you is your favorite flavor.
Oh, I love the plum one, actually, to be honest.
Which one's the plum one?
Cherry plum.
Cherry
plum.
Purple. I recently
it's got the purple logo.
Okay, because I've had, my favorite is the raspberry, but it depends on the brand that you're talking about. But I did have one last night that was called, I think it was called ginger cherry or something like that. So maybe it was a combination of cherry and ginger, and it was actually really good. It was a bit like cough syrup, but better.
They kind of start off that way, and then you kind of acclimatise, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Especially, exactly, when you first open it, it's like, oh, that's strong. But then, yeah, you're right. It gets better with every sip. But next minute, we're going to have kombucha companies come on the show. We'll probably have to have them as a sponsor. If you're listening, please sponsor this show. Right after this, we're going to do what I call the favourite part of every single show, and that, of course, is the challenge. Are you excited?
I am. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a bit nervous, actually.
You'll be fine, I promise.
Want to power up life? Download your free Power Pack wallpapers at hapow.com.
All right, Mitch, the time has come where we play the challenge. Now, this particular challenge, well, it's brand spanking new to Hapow in the sense that you wouldn't have been able to play it anywhere else. And it's called Pick your pillar. Now, on Hapower's website, we have 6 content pillars where all our awesome life skills info and masterclass and all that sort of stuff sits in. And because of that, we thought, well, let's create a competition that sort of gives you and I, whoever my interviewee is, a chance to answer some questions based on a particular topic. Now, our 6 content pillars are health and wellness, relationships, DIY, community, career, and I always forget one at the end. Brendan, you want to weigh in? Which one did I forget? Money. Oh, that's important. We need money. Money makes the world go round. Okay, money. So there's the 6 content pillars. And you and I will be given an opportunity to choose one content pillar each at one time. So you can choose relationships. I could choose health and wellness. And we answer a question that Brendan will give us. It'll either be a true or false question. If we get the answer right, we get a point. If we get it wrong, we don't get a point. The person who gets the most amount of points in the end wins. How do you feel?
Cool. I'm all for it.
How are you good? Are you good at trivia?
Oh, in some categories I am. And then, like I said before, I'm a little bit vague on just general media and personalities and movies and stuff. So I'm hit and miss. We'll see how we go.
All right. Well, luckily in this game, you get to choose your pillar. So, because I'm a genuine, kind-hearted person, I'm going to let you pick first. What pillar would you like?
Let's go careers.
Career. Okay.
Alrighty, here we go. Your question under career, Mitch. True or false? In the AFL, if I am a crummer, I play in defence.
False.
False.
That's correct.
Good choice. I feel like this is rigged for me to lose. Anyway. All right, my turn to pick. I'm going to do health and wellness.
Health and wellness. True or false? Coffee will dehydrate you.
Ooh. Now, I'm going to probably say true because I know that when you have green tea, which has caffeine in it, you have to drink like 2 glasses of water per 1 glass of green tea or something. Now, if there's caffeine in coffee, which there is, I reckon it will dehydrate you.
Sorry to say, it's actually false. Coffee can actually help you hydrate yourself, studies have shown.
There you go. That's got me.
There you go. I was so sure. And look at me. I gave the full reason why it was true, and then I was wrong. That's embarrassing. All right, your choice. What do you want to pick?
We'll go money.
Money, money, money.
Alrighty, true or false? According to the Association of Super Funds in Australia, for a comfortable retirement, you need around $640K as a couple.
I listen to a lot of podcasts in the sort of money sphere. And I think it actually might be true. I think they sort of average it out to be about 300 per person.
You'd be correct. That's true.
There you go.
Well done. You're in the know. All right. Okay. All right. Relationships.
True or false? Physical affirmation is one of the 5 love languages created by Gary Chapman.
Physical affirmation. Well, I can actually say I do know the 5 love languages. It's actually awesome. Mitch, do you know the 5 love languages? Have you heard of them?
Not off by heart, but I've heard of them. Yeah.
Oh, they're the best. Okay, so I'm pretty sure, Brendan, you were dodgy because you just squished 2 love languages together and created a new one, which doesn't exist because it's physical touch and there's words of affirmation. There's no physical affirmation. So it's not. It's physical touch.
Yep, that's correct.
Yay! 1 on the board. 2 Mitch, 1 Gianna. Okay, go Mitch.
Have we go health and wellbeing?
I've already done that one.
You've done that one?
You could do, what's left? We've got DIY or community.
Yeah, go DIY.
DIY. True bloke, true architect.
Yeah.
True or false? If I am growing tomatoes, temperatures in the 20s are perfect.
So is that DIY?
Well, you know what gardening is. Gardening is DIY.
Yeah, no, it is. Right. Do it yourself. In the 20s, I would like to, I'm going to say
go
true.
with your gut.
Surely.
True. I reckon it's true as well.
That's
Think
a
about
generic
it.
temperature, 20 degrees. They got to grow in that.
Yeah, it can't be too hot because then they'll melt and go yuck.
True. Lock it in, Eddie.
Yeah, lock that one in.
That's correct. Well done.
Yay! I think I've lost the game because he's got 3 and I've got 1, but I'll go for it anyway. What's left?
The last one is community. True or false? Wasting less food is a way to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
Wasting less food. What do you mean wasting less food?
So not throwing out as much.
Isn't it meant to stop greenhouse gases? Because you're trying to have leftovers so that you're not cooking as much on the stove. So true.
Yeah, that's correct.
Thank goodness.
And actually, a fun fact: more than a third of food around the world actually never makes it to the table. It actually gets thrown out in like transit or in production.
Wow, that's horrible. Alrighty, what else is horrible is that I lost this game, but that's okay.
Sorry to go straight from 3
3-2, the final score. Well done, Mitch.
I had to let the competitive side take over.
No, you were really good. You were awesome. For someone who says you hit and miss with trivia, I think you bang on with trivia. So I think you cut yourself short. Although you did say before, I don't really, watch much media or wherever the media. Oh, I listen to money podcasts.
Well, it's fair to say if I had got the love affirmation one, I would have been stuck. So I'm glad I palmed that one off.
Oh, that's all right. Look, that's what we're here for, supporting each other. And thank you so much for coming on our show. We've absolutely loved having you on. How can people follow Mitch Hannon, keep up to date with Mendel? What's the socials? What's the websites?
Sure. So our Mendel is purely an online business at the moment, which is www.mendel.com.au. And then we've obviously got our socials running as well. So our Instagram handle is _Mendel_. And for Facebook, it's @Mendel Movement. So there are major platforms. So if you want to find out a little bit more about it there, check it out online.
And if they can follow you, if they want to know a little bit more about Mitch's personal life that you love to share on the socials?
Probably. Yeah, no, I'm happy to. Socials is probably, Instagram's probably best as well. So I think it's just Mitch Han. MITCHAN.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much again. Thank you for opening up and sharing your wisdom and your own personal journey. No doubt that this show and everything that you're working on is going to change so many lives.
Thank you very much. Thanks very much for having me.
At the start of this ep, I said Mitch Hannon is a legend, and now you too can see why. I hope you got a lot out of this episode, just like I did. As Mitch was alluding to, you can learn more about his social enterprise Mendel and browse through their latest range by visiting their website mendel, MENDL.com.au, or hit them up on Insta and Facebook. Love this episode of Power Up Life? Why not leave a rating and review on your favourite podcast app? By doing so, you're helping us reach even more people just like you. Want to be a Herpow advocate and contribute to our weekly talk topics and more? Email us at yoursay@herpow.com. And don't forget to follow us on socials. Simply look up Herpow AU, which is HAPPOWAU, to follow us and stay in the know. This episode of Power Up Life was produced by me, Gianna Lucas, Maria Dukadinovska, and Carissa Shale for the Herpow Podcast Network. Thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Power Up Life, a Herpow podcast. If you loved this episode, be a legend and leave us a quick rating and review on your fave podcast app. Dive into the show notes for all episodes on our website, herpow.com/podcasts. Catch you next time, and remember to Power Up Life!